Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dear Blank Podcast. This is episode 2. Mom,
Episode
it's episode
two.
2.
It's episode two. I'm excited.
Yes. I am Shalyn and
I am Sheena.
this is Dear Blank Podcast. So,
Yay.
today we have topics ranging from Nene Leakes interview, a TikToker in Dubai, um, Jason Aldean, quote unquote girl dinner, and big clone Tyrone. So, let's go ahead and get into it. First, we have Jason Aldean. Have you heard about this one?
Girl.
So, yes, the
Oh,
answer was yes.
yes, the answer is yes.
Jason Aldean, so he came out with this song called Try That in a Small Town. Along with the song, he released a video. The video has a bunch of like clips pulled from the riots and the protests in, different states about BLM, Black Lives Matter. So in that, he's pretty much saying, y'all can do that stuff in the city, like verbatim. Like these are lyrics from his song saying that y'all can do that stuff in the city, but if you do that here in a small town, you're not going to get too far before we catch you and whatever. He literally talks about how he has his father's gun, not his, I think it's his grandfather's gun or whatever, but he is talking about y'all try that here, it's going to end poorly for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he did
um,
say in his second verse that he's got a gun that his grandfather gave him. And okay, yeah, kudos to you. Here's the thing. Um, the song is completely about retaliation for people who act ignorant. And my thing is that anybody can act ignorant anywhere. It doesn't have to be a city or a small town. Like if a person decides that they just want to be a damn fool and act a fool, as he says, there
mm-hmm,
is someone who could be equally crazy
right,
or even more of a fool and could decide to retaliate on that person that's doing harm to them. So I think he tried it. You want to try that in a small town? I think he tried it, period. Right?
right,
Um,
exactly.
and I get it. People are upset. People are in an uproar because the song does incite violence. It definitely does. But again, I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like, boy, you tried it because it doesn't take someone being in a small town to have a cowardice act happen to them, and for that small town, it doesn't. Like I said, ignorant shit can pop off anywhere, and you either
Mm-hmm.
got the right one or the wrong one. But if you get the wrong one, you gonna learn today. Okay, he
Today,
tried it. I'm not gonna let this song break my soul. Channeling Beyonce, this song ain't gonna break my soul.
oh,
Jason Aldean tried it.
yeah, no. I 100% do not. My thing is, it's just like, okay, so you're going to talk about the violent acts. Clearly, you're upset about it. Something about him taking the stock videos, couldn't take that. I was like, oh no.
Because it's him blatantly saying that this is who I'm talking to, right? And then he has a line in there about the small town is full of good old boys who was raised right. Sir,
Yeah,
who? I'm looking around.
just
Show
goes
me where they
straight
at.
back. And even like the videos of robberies, you can tell. You don't have to see their face. You can clear as day stereotype those men as black men,
Hmm.
just categorize them as black men.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of just like, okay, Jason, you spoke your piece. Now go ahead and shut up.
Right, right.
How
Just
are we, how
and
are we talking about how your people are just out here shooting up schools?
right,
You know,
because
let's
it's blatant ignorance. Here's the thing. He
right.
wants to sit here and say that only black people commit these types of acts of violence. That is incorrect, sir. If black people are out here sucker punching somebody in the street or carjacking someone, and I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't happen, it definitely happens. But
Mm-hmm.
what schools did we shoot up? What buildings have we bombed?
Hello,
I'm still waiting. I'm looking
hello.
around and I'm waiting. Drop a clip. I mean, ignorance is ignorance, violence is violence. I don't condone violence at all, but this song, some things you just got to be like, boy, bye, you
And the
tried it.
fact that it's also like 3 years later, it's like 3 years later. Granted, you know, Black Lives Matter is always important. Always, it needs to always be on the roster. It may not be circling right now. It may not be in the mainstream media right now, but that does not mean that it's not going on. That does
Right.
not mean that we don't need to always talk about it. But the fact that he took the most prominent time 3 years ago,
Hmm.
um, as of in this generation, he took the time from 3 years ago to bring it out now. Okay, you missed your chance, honey. The bus done left. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Say what you had to say back then.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, and you know what sucks is I actually do like country music. I'm a fan of country music. Like
Hmm.
you know, growing up, I played, well, when you were growing up, I played all genres of music. I don't discriminate against music at all.
Hmm.
Like it's the band geek in me, it's my appreciation for love, it's whatever. Like I love music, period. And I love country
Hmm.
music, but I'm just like this is one of those country songs that I just can't.
That will not be
Yeah.
touching my ears
I didn't even
anymore.
so when I initially heard about this, I was just hearing clips of the song and like seeing clips of the song, the video rather, in the news. I was not familiar with it. And then I said, okay, let me actually go ahead and sit down and listen to this so I can
Yeah.
make a decision for myself and not be influenced by the media. Um,
Right.
Girl, I said, I don't even want to get this man these streams.
No,
I don't even want to trump up his streams like that. But I need to listen to this one more time just so I can make sure I'm
just so
hearing
I
what
can
I'm
be sure.
hearing. Okay, I
Right.
got you. I got you,
Um,
JA.
so unfortunate because like one of the most common country songs is "You Make It Easy" by Jason Aldean. I said, "How dare you? How dare you ruin that song for me? That's
Yeah,
so rude."
yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
he wrote the song. But even
I
still,
don't
be
think
that
he
as
wrote
it may, be that he was a participant in the bullshit.
it. Right. So, nonetheless, dear Jason Aldean, shut up and do better. Um,
Period.
period. All right. Moving on to our next topic. What's our next topic, Mom?
Let's get into this Nene Leakes interview.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me about it. I didn't watch it.
Well, it was a bit lengthy, but I'm gonna tell you, it was a bit lengthy, but Nene has some tea, honey. The tea leaf was
Hmm.
overproducing, okay? Like she was spilling
Wow.
some tea. So just a little backstory. Nene Leakes was interviewed by Carlos King. And if you are not
Mm,
familiar with who Nene Leakes is, I don't even know if you should be listening to this podcast. I don't think this one
right.
is for you.
Sorry to
But but let me go on and just clue you in. So Lanithia Nene Leakes is a
shut up. No.
Lanithia
Stop.
is a former cast member on the show Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is the OG. Let me just say that she is the OG of RHOA. Without Nene, there is no RHOA. Period. I said what I said. I said what I said. Um, Nene is the queen. Okay, so she left the show in 2012. I want to say like part two of the three-part reunion. But
Mm,
backing up just a little bit, she was interviewed by Carlos King, and Carlos King is a reality TV executive producer. Now, he actually started on RHOA, and if you're confused about what RHOA is, again, I don't know if this is a podcast for you, but I'm gonna
right.
educate you. So RHOA is the acronym for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So Carlos King started as an
Mhm.
intern, season one on RHOA, and he actually worked very closely with Nene and a few of the other girls that season. He worked his way up through the ranks, and I believe he worked on a total of 8 seasons of the Atlanta Housewives show. He's also worked on this show called The Four, which I believe had 2 seasons in 2018, and it was like a
Mhm.
reality TV music competition. I never watched it, but I remember seeing clips and it looked like it was good. And he also has his own production company. It's called Kingdom Reign Entertainment. And he created the Love and Marriage franchise, which is on OWN, as well as a show
Mhm.
on Netflix called Styling Hollywood. He created those shows under his production company, Kingdom Reign. So
Okay.
Carlos is known as the king of reality TV because he has had such a long-standing history, if you will, in reality TV, and he is very well connected to a lot of Black reality TV stars. So, in addition to
Okay.
having his show, he has a podcast. And in his podcast, he interviews a lot of Black reality celebrities and a lot of the cast members from his show, Love and Marriage. And he, just does a little digging in behind the scenes and asks questions that fans want to know. So,
Mhm.
Carlos dropped this interview with Nene on Tuesday of this week. And it was a big deal, at least for me. I was definitely excited because since Nene has left the show, which I said was back in 2012, she really has not done too many interviews. She really hasn't done too much talking, period, about the show. So
Mm,
if she has done some talking, she hasn't really gone in depth like she did in this interview. So, like I said, right off the bat, Nene was serving tea. She was reading, just being herself. If you remember Nene from
mhm.
the show, Nene had really good catchphrases, right? Like, and they would just come like off the top of her dome, right?
Right.
So, she basically went on to say that she built the house of RHOA. It is her house. And although she does not watch this show, she hasn't watched since she left, she still keeps up with it on social media. And from what she can see, the house is crumbling. Okay. Nene said the house
Period.
is crumbling. The girls are not giving what needs to be given. So
Mm,
that was that. She also talked about her late husband, Greg Leaks, may he rest in peace. And she talked
mhm.
about how the show changed their marriage. And I thought that was important because I think we, every now and then, are depending on how much of reality TV fanatic you are, you will hear how reality TV will actually tear marriages apart. People's marriages were just fine until they went on reality TV. And if you remember,
Right.
Greg and Nene actually divorced on the show,
Mhm.
and then they got
Yeah.
remarried.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they divorced. She dated another man, and then they got remarried. So she talks a little bit about that, and she talked about how she saw the dynamic of the show change season 5. And let me remind you, season 5 is when Portia came on, and also when Kenya came on with her fake boyfriend and all her theatrics. Um, not a fan of Kenya Moore at all, but that's just me. That's my opinion. Okay. What got me about the first part of this interview was that Nene says they were not really compensated for the work that they did on the show. Probably
I fully
until
believe
you believe that?
that. I fully believe that. Yeah.
I was really disappointed to hear that because I'm a Bravoholic, and a Bravoholic is someone who is deep into the Bravo network universe. Okay. I watch multiple franchises of the Housewife, like multiple Housewife
Almost all of them.
spin-offs. Not all of them, not all of them.
Almost.
Almost. Let me see. I watch Beverly Hills. Oh, definitely watch Salt Lake City because that's a different kind of tea right there. A different kind of tea and
No,
a
that's
different
not
kind of
white woman
shade.
tea.
But
That's
it's
white woman.
entertaining. And then I just
Yeah.
started watching the new cast of New York, but I did not watch New York before. I don't really care too much for Orange County. So, I mean, I watch a few of them. I'm trying to get into Miami as well. But it really like it turned me off from Bravo when she said that they really were not compensated for the work that they were doing. And remind
Mm,
you, Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are currently in season 15. Okay?
right.
15. So if you can let me just try to put that into perspective for y'all. They were on TV in the reality space before Basketball Wives, before any Love and Hip Hop. They were the first black ensemble cast in reality TV.
Hmm.
And I don't know if maybe Andy Cohen or maybe the network felt like there wasn't really a space for black women. But let me tell you, if you don't already know, black women are magical. So the fact that these
Period.
women, Nene said that she made total probably $15,000. She said she got $10,000 for filming the first season of the show and like a
Mm.
$5,000 bonus for doing the reunion.
And I fully believe that,
That is
unfortunately.
insane to me. I think she said like second season they probably got about $50,000, and then third season they actually hit six-figure salaries working on the show because they actually came together. The housewives came together and got a lawyer and fought for themselves. They had to advocate for themselves to get more money. But this is an iconic show in pop culture. Like I said, they were a black ensemble cast in reality TV. And they actually, season 6 of the show is the highest ranked season of any show on the Bravo network. They had damn near 5 million viewers that season.
Mm, wow.
So, like, just, I mean, like I said earlier, in the first episode, the pay gap is real, but
The glass ceiling.
it, well, yeah, that too, but it kind of like, it was a knife in the side to hear her say that they weren't really compensated for their work. Um,
Mhm.
but again, she served some tea. I'm not going to give away all the talking points. She served some tea. The tea leaf was definitely overproducing, and there's a second part to it that drops this coming Tuesday on Carlos King's YouTube, and I believe that will be even more tea because she talks about a lawsuit that she filed. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna drop a link to that when it drops. I will post a link on the Dear Blink podcast Instagram, maybe on my own personal Instagram as well. But yeah, yeah, that interview, like I said, the tea leaf is once again going to be overproducing.
Nuts. I'm probably gonna watch that now that you've told me what it is. That
It
you
was
told me about
good.
it.
It was so good. You should have watched it. It's an hour and a half though, so listen to it in the
That's a
background,
whole
I
movie
guess.
now.
And Nene
Yeah.
looks good. Like,
That's
granted, she's had some work done, but I believe Nene is like 55. Black don't crack, honey. She got that Benjamin Button.
right. You know what? Speaking of, she's had some work done. Miss Sheree Whitfield. When I saw I'm sorry, I just really need to touch on this because it really hurt my soul. Sheree's a very beautiful woman,
Hmm.
and she got her nose done.
Is
From
that what it
what I
was?
have gathered, she got her nose.
I thought it was just a bad
Yeah, it's her
contour. I
nose.
thought it was a bad contour.
No,
But she got her nose done. That's horrible.
no.
She got her nose done and her nostrils are still as wide as they are. Like, if you're going to get a nose job, baby, get a nose job.
I like okay because the way could it be a bad contour?
That's why I thought it was a bad contour because the bridge of her nose was very small in her last confessional. I didn't watch this
Yeah,
past Sunday. Like, I have to catch up on an episode, but from what I'm picturing in my head, the bridge of her nose was really small. And if you're going to get a nose contour, that's just not the way to go. Like Nene, I mean, a nose contour. If you're going to get a nose job, get a freaking nose job. Nene got a nose job and she got the whole nose done. Like, you don't just get a piece of the nose done, right? Like, I've never had a nose
no,
job.
I don't
So
feel like you.
somebody let me know. How do nose jobs work? It's the whole nose.
I'm looking at her post on Instagram.
Okay.
So there's one post on Instagram where she is, I guess, like kind of telling us the season is over.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, the way that she looks in that is just scary. Something about that is scary. Okay,
I know she gets
and
Botox.
even how she looked, even how she looked on the after show. Now they're doing an after show or whatever of the Housewives. She just did not look right. And like it just looked like she got a nose job. Like her face just looked all types of wonky. But there's a more recent post of her at the reunion, and she looks normal. So I have no idea what happened there, but it was really unsettling.
This picture you just sent me, and that was 3 days ago. I think it's a filter.
That's definitely the filter. But have you seen the after show? Have you seen the after
No, I
show
haven't seen
of
it.
the most recent? Okay, let me see if
No.
I can find it. It's fine. But if you go on Peacock and you look up um, Real Housewives after show, there's
Mhm.
like I guess it was episode whatever the most recent episode was from last week.
Mhm.
They did an after show of that, and she looks scary. I don't know what it is about that, but that was not Sheree. I don't. That was a they clone Tyrone because I don't know who that was.
Speaking of they
So
clone Tyrone, let's get into it.
let's get into it. Okay. Okay, so I watched it a couple of days ago. I watched it maybe like 2 days ago.
Hmm.
Nuts. It was nuts. It
It
did make me
was.
crack up, but it was nuts.
No, it wasn't like rolling on the floor laughing, as your granddad would say. Like,
No.
he's still the only one saying that, but
Mhm. I
but
love
it
it. I
it
love it.
definitely had funny moments. Um,
Hmm.
and I think for me, one of the funniest moments was when they went down the church elevator to get to the lab, and they started
Oh my
singing,
gosh.
"I'm going down."
Oh my gosh.
That
That
that to
was
me was
hilarious.
so hilarious.
Yeah.
The movie was just absolutely amazing. Like, I don't, who was that female actress? I don't know who she was. I didn't do any research.
Her name is Tiana Paris.
Yes.
And I know her because she is a part of the Marvel comics. She's a part of like the Captain Marvel group, but she
Oh.
is. Monica Rambeau. So
Okay.
I know her based off of the Marvel comics. Also, I don't think that this was her. I actually think Issa Rae played her, but in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, there's a Spider Woman, like the Spider Girl. I believe Issa Rae plays her, but she just kind of looks like the inspiration behind the character.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Well,
but
this
that's how I
was
know
my
her.
first time um seeing anything with her in it, and I thought she was absolutely amazing. Like she carried, sis carried for real. I
Yeah,
absolutely loved her
really.
in this movie, and I loved John Boyega as well in this movie. Like we said, there are no like bone funny parts, but it was
Yeah,
definitely a great movie, and it made you think like the whole government conspiracy. That shit is so real. It's real.
yeah. No,
Don't eat
I
the
100%.
chicken.
No, there is. Girl, don't eat that chicken. There is 100%. There's nothing in this world that should be outlandish or crazy to anybody
Right.
at this point in time. Like, believe everything is all I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know
Yeah.
what? I kind of like that they waited until the very end of the film to even introduce Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Because
Yeah. That,
watching the whole movie, I'm just like, well, where is Tyrone?
like, who was Tyrone and why are we talking about him? Tyrone is at the end of the movie. Oh, that's a spoiler. Sorry. Spoiler.
Sorry, we spoiled it. Oops.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Go watch it.
Right. Go watch it. It's still good. I still recommend you watch it. It's
Yes.
not even Tyrone being at the end of the movie is not even that
It's
serious.
not even a factor. I just thought it was great.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think it was really cool. Just I think it was a really good, not like homage, but I think it was a good quote unquote homage to the black community and just the stereotypes that we put with certain things in
Mhm.
our culture. So
Mhm.
I think they did really well on that part too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I also want to say the golds in Fontaine's mouth. That's all I'm gonna say.
What I don't understand what
Period.
you mean. What do you mean?
Like I just enjoy like every time for whatever reason.
You liked it?
Yeah, I really did.
You know your
He
mother wants a
looked
gold tooth, right?
and we Georgette, we're not even gonna get into that. We're not touching that topic again. No, it's
She keeps
done.
saying
Get
she's
it.
gonna come home with a gold tooth on her fangs. Girl, you bet not.
No, we're not.
Never. Don't
Not
even.
never.
No.
Never.
And
No.
you know what? Hold on, wait. Speaking of character names, so John Boyega plays Fontaine.
Right.
Tiana Paris plays Yo-Yo, and Jamie Foxx plays Slick Charles. But
Slick Charles.
the whole time, I wanted to call Jamie Foxx's character
A
a slip,
slick
a
man. A pimp. A pimp.
pimp named Slickback.
It's a pimp. Yeah.
I wanted to
Yes.
call him a pimp named Slickback for all my Boondocks fans
Yes.
out there.
Absolutely hilarious.
So
And,
yeah,
like the part where they're chasing after one of his workers,
uh-huh.
she was like, "You gonna make me sweat this fur out?" Hilarious.
Yeah,
Hilarious. I swear, they're just
yeah.
so good.
The movie was amazing. So, dear dear Blake podcaster, dear Blake podcast
Right.
listeners, please check out They Clone Tyrone if you have not already done so. It is a definitely must see for the culture.
It is great. It is on Netflix, and I hope it is number one on Netflix right now.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. All right. So, since we're talking about for the culture, I know that this TikToker in Dubai is black. So, what's
Yes,
going on there?
she is. Her name is Tierra Young Allen. So she's a TikTok influencer by the name of Sassy Trucker. She's from San Diego, but she lives in Texas. She dubs herself as one of the only female trucking influencers in the world, which is a big deal because we know that the trucking
Hmm.
industry
Wow.
is male dominated, right? She
Yeah.
also, I saw a couple of her videos, and she mentioned that she had plans to possibly open a trucking company in Dubai. So I thought that was awesome.
Hmm.
But she went to Dubai on vacation in April, and she planned on being there for a month. And apparently she's been traveling back and forth to Dubai with friends, because like I said, she was trying to or possibly open a trucking company in Dubai. So it wasn't like she hadn't been there before. She had been there, and she was even chronicling her trips on YouTube and TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just this past April, she goes to Dubai. Well, in May, she gets into a car accident in a rental car with one of her friends. So the rental car is impounded, and it just so happens that when the rental car is impounded, her personal belongings are still in the rental car. So her cell phone, her wallet with her debit card, credit cards, all of that's still in the car. So the day
Ooh,
after the
wow.
accident, I know, right? Like, first of all, as soon as I get out the car, all that stuff is coming with me. But anyway,
Right. But we won't
digressing,
talk about that.
digressing. The day after the accident, she goes to pick up her belongings from the rental car company, and she's told by one of the employees at the rental car agency that she could only get them back if she paid an undisclosed amount of money.
Mm.
So she popped off because, hello,
Mm-hmm.
these are my personal items and you're holding them, pop off. So she
Right.
got into an argument with the employee of the rental agency, and she's yelling and shouting at him, and he called the police. The
Okay,
police,
wow.
yeah, the police confiscated her passport, and she's been stuck in Dubai.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
So here's the thing. Authorities are trying to decide whether or not to prosecute her, because in Dubai, shouting in public is an
Yeah.
offense that's punishable up to 2 years. So she could possibly go to prison for popping off, for not being able to get her personal belongings back. So she is being helped by the CEO of a nonprofit there in Dubai. The name of the nonprofit is called Detained in Dubai. And the CEO said that she believes that the rental car agency is running a blackmail scheme where they try to extort um, money from
Oh,
whatever foreigner they deem as wealthy.
oh, wow.
So y'all just out here, and the
That's
fact, hold on, wait, the fact that there's a nonprofit called
for
Detained in
people.
Dubai
Yeah.
for
Yeah, that's
people
already.
stuck, like, what? That's a red flag. Okay, so it's a tragic situation, right? But
Yeah.
looking at this, I'm just like, okay, first of all, she went to a country that she's not familiar with. I don't care how many times you go to a
Mm-hmm.
place, two, three, four, you're not 100% familiar with that country as you are with your
Unless
home
you live
country,
there.
right? Unless you live there, right? So I think that
Mm-hmm.
when we are traveling, especially overseas to places that we are not 100% familiar with, and unless we're traveling with someone who knows that other country like the back of their hand, we have to be careful. Like, we got to know the laws, or at least like some basic law knowledge about how to operate in other countries, because first
Right.
first of all, your mom and I looked at going to Dubai. We wanted to go to Dubai. It is
Mm-hmm.
such a beautiful country. But being
I
black
remember that.
lesbian women, the first thing we looked up, how safe is it in Dubai for black lesbian women, or for lesbian women, period? Like, what is the LGBT? I don't think I want to go to Dubai anymore. Like, it's just not safe for me there. And
Yeah.
that's fine if I go, if we make the decision to go. It's just like, okay, well, no PDA. But even
Mm-hmm.
still, like, taking it a step further, well, hello, I'm a very masculine female.
Okay. Tell me
I'm
something I
not.
don't know for real.
I'm a very
For
feminine.
real.
I'm a very feminine female. But your mother is not. She's a bit of a tomboy. And she often gets called sir, which I don't know how, because her boobs are just as big as mine. Like, people don't pay attention. Um,
Right.
which pisses her off, and rightfully so. So,
Rightfully so.
there's certain, if I go to certain places, I know I have to be careful, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like, where was her friend when she was popping off to try to de-escalate or diffuse the situation? You know what I mean? Like, who was her voice of reason to calm her down? Because we know me, I pop off at the drop of a dime. You say the
Mhm.
wrong thing at the right time, and I'm just gone, right? But if I don't have your mom with me to help calm me down, I 9 times out of 10 will hear her voice in the back of my head, or I have a thought that,
Mhm.
like, girl, you need to, what I'm saying? So, like, where
Yeah.
was your friend to help calm you down when you were popping off? We got to know how to act when we go to these other countries. That's number one. Number
Right.
two, we have to know the laws of the countries that we are going to visit. Because the things that fly here, in America, they don't fly everywhere around the world. You just
No,
can't. You
ma'am.
can't do
Not at
everything
all.
there that you do here. So like I hope she makes it home safe. I hope that she does not get prosecuted, but at the same time, we have to be mindful of
Very much so.
how we act, how we behave, how we conduct ourselves, and also of the laws in other countries.
Yeah.
So
Y'all got to remember we are quote unquote the land of the free is what they
that's
say,
what they say,
and it
child.
ain't free everywhere.
Well, right. I mean,
Right.
I
That's
know I'm
the
not
thing.
gonna go to jail for popping. Well, it depends on how much I pop. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Tierra
So
Young
you know.
Allen, you guys, send well wishes her way. Like, educate yourself on this story because another thing, this story is not in mainstream media. I just so happened to hear about it and decided to look it up and do a little bit of research. But I mean, we go missing all the time. This young lady is, granted, she's not missing, but she's stranded and can't get home. So I hope that at
Right.
the end of the day, she's able to get back home and get her life back on track.
Yes. So sending well wishes her way.
I'm sipping my water. Got to stay
So
hydrated. It's too hot outside.
please stay hydrated, y'all. Water check. Go ahead and drink some water right now.
Yep.
Water check.
Yep.
Thank you. All right.
Okay,
Speaking of women,
tell me about this trend, child.
all right. So on TikTok, y'all know I stay on TikTok. That's
Stay
where
on the
I be.
TikTok.
That's okay. You felt that, huh? All right.
She stay on the
Anyway,
TikTok.
she felt that.
Stay on the clock.
Anyway, girl, I'm trying to stay on. Anyway, uh,
Okay.
so this trend on TikTok is called girl dinner.
hmm
Now, although this trend is entertaining and fun and very much so relatable for a lot of girls, obviously, it's not the healthiest or safest option. So, girl dinner is pretty much what a woman would eat for dinner. Now, if you are a single female, you don't always have to be single, but it mainly pertains to single females who probably live by themselves or they are just old enough to feed themselves,
Okay.
because I am,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something real quick. If Georgette wasn't cooking and my mama wasn't cooking, it was fend for yourself, everybody for themselves.
Every man for
And let me
themselves.
tell you,
That's all we
my
got for
girl
you
dinner,
today.
my girl dinner was sleep. That's what my girl
No,
dinner
your
was.
girl dinner was air.
Air and sleep. Okay, that's what it was.
Sometimes when we call you to check and you're like, "Oh, what you eat today?" Air, sleep. That's
Air.
that's what I had.
You can't count on me.
Okay,
I can't count on you for a meal.
so let me make sure I
But yeah,
understand this. So you send me the clip with Steph Curry and the popcorn, and I say, "Well, what's
yeah,
the dinner? Steph Curry or the popcorn?" So the popcorn was the dinner.
Sheena, yes, the popcorn is the dinner. We're not even gonna, I'm not even gonna talk about that because you're ridiculous. That's what
I
it
was
is.
trying to understand what was the dinner like. Was it literally the food or was it the man? Because y'all be running around here calling men snacks. Oh,
Okay, yes.
he's a
So
snack. He's a whole snack. So I thought maybe we upgraded snacks to dinner. But no, we were legitimately talking about popcorn.
it's really touching cannibalism. It's touching,
No, it is
touching.
touching
They're really
cannibalism.
not.
You're right. But okay.
So
So we're talking about popcorn being the dinner.
yes, so Steph
This
Curry is
this is
what I picked up from
teetering
the video.
eating disorder. Is that what's going on?
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So a girl dinner is what a woman would piece together in her kitchen. Like she would just grab random items. I'm gonna go grab some chips from the pantry, a soda from the fridge, and a popsicle from the freezer, and that is my dinner for the night. There's no nutrients. There's no balanced meal. It's just things that you piece together
Junk.
in your kitchen, and then you eat it and call it a night. That is what girl dinner is.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
So that is girl dinner. All I have to say is it may be fun and entertaining, but me included, we got to do better, women. We got to start taking care of our bodies and at least having 2 balanced meals a day.
hmm
That is my challenge for you. Have 2 balanced meals a day. I know I can eat house and home, but I will not go out of my way to make the meal to eat house and home. So
Well, now you're
I
on
won't
your
do it.
own. You understand that it's not okay to eat a motherfucker at a house at home.
It's not. It's really not. because I'm
It's
eating
hard in
myself at a
these
house.
streets.
Don't I don't appreciate it at all. No,
I do like
no.
that you said have at least two balanced meals a day. That is very important. And I think that even beyond women, like in general, right? It's important that we eat balanced meals or healthy whole foods and not a lot of processed foods. So I do like that point. Now I kind of want to see what some of these girl dinners are.
Girl, don't even worry about it. I send you a TikTok or two
Well,
or
I was gonna
three or
say, do I
five.
have to look at the TikTok?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what it is.
Okay, well, send me about four or
See?
five of them just so I can get an idea.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But so that is our second episode in the books. Mhm.
Yes. Closing thoughts. Oh, you know what? Before we end, I do want to say, um, I'm happy that Bronny James is home and doing better. Shout out to Bronny
Yes.
James. And then also, let's send love and prayers to Tori Kelly because
Oh yes,
I
yes,
believe she's still in the hospital. I like Tori Kelly. I'm a Tori Kelly fan.
yes, absolutely. I don't know if she's still in the hospital. I hope she's not. I hope she is doing a lot better than she was. That's scary.
You didn't see the letter. She wrote a letter and posted it to her Instagram.
Oh, okay, word. For anybody who doesn't know, Tori Kelly had blood clots around her vocal
Her vital
cords.
organs.
Oh, right. Oh, that. Okay, that.
Around
Her
her
vital
vital
cords.
organs,
Yeah,
like
that.
I
I'm sorry,
believe
my
her
bad.
lungs.
Yeah, that's important, especially when you sing. So,
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, she was dealing with a blood clot issue. So,
So we're
yeah,
gonna send prayers for her.
great second episode. Thank you guys for hanging with us and rocking with us. We got a lot of love and good feedback from the first episode.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate it so much. Thank y'all.
Yes, so much. Thank you so much. So we're trying to get this out there on more platforms for you guys. Just uploaded the first episode to YouTube, so now it's available on YouTube for people who don't really care to mess with Spotify. I'm an Apple Music kind of girl myself, so we're gonna look into that as
So,
well. Um, but yeah, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Make sure you follow us on all the social media channels. Shaylin, you gonna get this TikTok Dear Podcast profile going or not?
I don't know why she felt the need to call me out like that. That was rude. Anyway, you know what? It's gonna be up and popping, and y'all better follow it too.
Yeah,
So,
so when actually, we've already created the handle. Shaylin just don't have it on and popping. So follow us on IG. Follow us. Oh, we're on Threads now. We're on Threads now. Um, y'all. Oh wait, y'all ate up them spill invites. Spill invites are gone. So
woo-hoo.
don't ask me for what I don't have anymore. They're gone. And then yeah, like and subscribe on YouTube. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. And on that note, bye.
Bye.